What up, y'all? This is comedian CP. This is the CP Podcast. I'm CP on the CP Podcast. It's the podcast where CP does a podcast about being CP, having a podcast. My name is CP, and this is the podcast. I'm your host, CP, of the podcast. It's a podcast where I'm hosting it. It's about me, CP. But I didn't come alone. Because how could I phone home if I was alone without a bone? No. I brought the ever so beautiful, talented, and intelligent Maye. I brought the do-rag assassin, Amir. And we got Cam in the building. Because why not have Cam in the building? Cam, your hair looks amazing. You like a very young, tender Jesus. Like when Jesus was like 17. And they was like, you know who's a good boy? That Jesus. I just like his aura. And you know what I'm saying? He's just like out there just shooting baskets like Forrest Gump, just like very head up. And then as the balls go in, he put his hands on his hip and be like, that's a shot. And they're like, we like Jesus. Anyway, she's like a small Jesus. Right before he lost his virginity, Jesus. Like Jesus with an old school Lincoln, go to the store, get a milk and a bread for his family. They be like, hey, Jesus, how's Mary? Good. How's your father? Still a little stressed out and confused about who my father really is, but he's okay. He's making it. All right, well, tell everybody to say, hey. All right, cool. They argue a lot. I didn't ask you that. I can just imagine just being Jesus just in the middle of the night. So why the fuck is his hair so long then? He doesn't like girls, Mary. That's not the point, Joseph. That is not the point, Joseph.
He liked Mary Magdalene. I'm convinced that's his wife.
You think Mary Magdalene is Jesus' wife?
I think so.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she be his wife?
Somebody will catch Jesus slipping and suck that dick. Jesus, ladies, come on now. As soon as they find out when you touch people, you heal them. You don't think a woman gonna be like, excuse me, I'm gonna need to go ahead and suck that dick, Jesus, because I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, please. Flavor Flav was kissing delicious in the mouth. Come on, man. Somebody had to suck Jesus' dick, and I'm not even trying to be that guy who's not going, but I'm pretty sure he got offers at least. Mm-hmm. Jesus' DMs was off the chain. Just be a bunch of letters outside his door. Jesus, you got all these goddamn DMs. Sweep up. I'm sorry, mother. Joseph, like, are any of those DMs for me? No, they're not, Joseph, because no one respects me. Everyone knows that this child is not of my loins. Joseph, stop it right now. His hair is so long. I had many hoes when I was 17. This boy has none. All right, I'm done. That was a play, though. Shakespeare is coming out with it on Broadway. It's called Sweet Teen Jesus.
Watch someone doesn't buy that right now.
Say what?
Watch someone doesn't buy that right now.
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know why they don't want to hear it, because it's really good. He's such a benevolent. He's like benevolent like Goku. But, when he fights evil, that needs to be a sweet ass. He's a maniac. He's sweet as hell. Matrix, fighting evil.
You know what I heard yesterday? I was listening to it. I was folding laundry. Is that they think Jesus may have been a magician. Yeah. Because they say, okay, so Christians very firmly outlawed the use of magic.
Yep.
Why would you do that if they weren't practicing magic left and right? Which, looking back, we know that they were. The early Christian sects were practicing magic left and right.
But what do you mean, though? Was it like card magic or like, because they were turning like staves into snakes?
Oh, not like real stuff. Okay, so I went down on a rabbit hole before, and I ordered this book called Ancient Christian Coptic Magic. So this was in Egypt around the 2nd, 3rd century. Mm-hmm. So the Christians were known to be powerful magicians. So I was like, I need to get this book. It was about Christian spells. I should have brought it with me. And I'm like, this is going to have like the knowledge. I'm going to learn something. It's going to be special.
Christian spells? Golly.
This was so disappointing. Like the spells were about love, how to get money, how to chase off rats.
That's lit.
What?
What?
Chase off rats?
Who doesn't want to be rich in love and rat free? What are you trying to learn? Maya's like, I want to know how to rule people.
I feel like in 2nd century, those were important times.
Yeah.
You know, they were important back then, but like for me to be like, I got to get this book. I spent $30 on this book. Like, I don't need any of that stuff.
That's how I felt when I found out that God Lee wasn't the Asian karate guy. You know what I'm saying? And God Dang wasn't the Indian guy.
You thought it was like a kickboxing movie or something?
I don't know. People used to be like, God Lee. I'm like, whoa, come on. Why bring the Asians God into this? You know what I'm saying? Because his last name was Lee, like Bruce Lee, like God Lee. But everybody had a God, like God Dang, like Denga, Dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like Indian people, they had their God, like God Dang, and then God Lee. I was like 8. I was just putting shit together, and I thought that's how it went. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, like Bruce Lee was like their Jesus. Because he's a direct descendant of God Lee, who is, you know what I'm saying, you know, God Lee. But, you know, apparently it's someone else who we just reference all the time.
You should make that a show.
About God Lee?
Like Power Rangers, except with the different gods from the different places. And they come together and they fight
Yeah, but
crime.
you can't let nobody get their ass whooped. Everybody gonna be like, oh, why did our God get his ass whooped? Why our God? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. You feel me? It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so, no, I don't know. I can't do that. I wish I could, though. I also wish I could make a movie where Superman was black, but...
Why can't you do that?
Well, because I don't want to make stuff black. Like, stuff should be what it is. If it's black, it's black. But I don't want to make black stuff white. We should just leave that what it is, too. They got a black Barbie. It's not even fair. Just make another character. Like, black Barbie is like Barbie in blackface.
Wasn't it Christina? Wasn't Christina Black Barbie?
Yeah, but there's also just a regular black Barbie, which is just dark-skinned Barbie, which is like Barbie in blackface. It's not like they don't even name her nothing else. It's just a black Barbie. You think about that.
Just Black Barbie?
Yeah,
Or-
just a
let me
black
see.
Barbie. Like, you know, it's like, come on, we got to stop doing that to the kids. Next thing you know, they're going to have a White Panther. And it'd be the whole Marvel series, White Panther. He'd be flying around, talking about Wisconsin forever.
Wisconsin forever. Wait, is this what you're talking about? This Black Barbie?
Probably.
I mean, she's beautiful, but
She out cold, thick ass.
It said curvy on there.
Yeah, right. Ain't that a
Curvy
bitch?
brunette.
Curvy brunette. That ain't no goddamn brunette. That's regular black people here. We ain't no damn brunette. Are we brunettes?
I mean, technically, if you hold the hair up to the light,
It's brown.
it's dark
Technically.
brown.
I mean, of
Sometimes
course,
black,
but damn. So I mean, okay. I ain't never heard of nobody. But
It's just
anyway,
that we
Yeah.
identify people as brunette, not.
so I mean, this is not Barbie. Her name should not be Barbie. Her name should be something else because it's like, dog, like that's it's just I don't know.
Because there used to be.
So what if they came out with some black Ninja Turtles and they called them the Nigga Turtles?
Was it Stacy? I don't
Teenage
know.
Mutant Nigga Turtles.
Anyway, I used to play with the Black Barbie doll, but it wasn't called Barbie. She was
She got a homegirl named Christina that they came out with, but Christina long and goofy. Don't nobody want no damn Christina guy. It was Christina, the little sister. She got a little sister. I think her little sister is Kelly.
Yeah.
How do you know all
Skipper
this?
was like the teenage version of.
Yeah, Skipper, like one of their homegirls from down the street. She like Kimmy Gibbler in that little world.
Oh, it's Christy.
Christy, she look like.
Oh yeah, this is old for sure, old style
yeah,
for sure.
Jesus
She
Christ.
definitely got the Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, she like, my mama said I need to be home by the time the milkman come on so I can come in and take my daddy to work.
This has to be the 60s.
Probably.
Christ,
I
she
could be
look-
friends with her.
You would?
I would be friends with her. Look, she's about her business.
She don't look like she don't do nothing but do the twist. Do the twist. She be like, yeah, so we was down there twisting. It was a good little party. Twisting was twerking back then. These young hussies, they don't do nothing but the twist. That's all they do is the twist. They ain't get no jobs or nothing. They out here twisting. Twisting ass hoes. I'm sick of this. No daughter of mine is in these streets twisting. Period. But daddy, I'm real. I don't give a fuck if you're a good twister. Look at the forehead on Chrissy right there. Come on, fam. They were just making all kind of Yolandas. You know what I'm saying? Like Beverly's. Those are Beverly's.
Yeah.
Those look at the little lit. Oh, Jesus Christ. They just didn't care.
Because she had Barbie's measurements, and Barbie had very little hips.
Oh God, she don't look right with them little hips. Anytime a black woman's shoulders not supposed to be wider than her hips unless she do gymnastics. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you Simone Biles. Well, shout out to Simone Biles. She's very beautiful, but she could have that little look. But other than that, nobody wants to see that. Nobody want no damn kung fu grip chick. Everybody was get your ass over here. Stop grabbing me like that. Dogs catch will fast. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nothing.
She look like she on cocaine too. And in one of them pictures right here, I got strung out. No, and of course that one.
Oh my! What happened to her nose?
Man, everybody knows somebody with a light skinned grandma that got pictures in their house with them looking just like this. It was, you know what? It was the 50s, and everybody was doing. I had a Chevrolet.
Stockings on with the heels. Yep. I see.
Everybody. I dated a lot because it wasn't just your grandfather. It was not just your grandfather. No.
No, I could be friends with her. Definitely be friends with her.
Why you want to be friends with all these old ass Motown Barbies?
Old people are funny. Oh, my next door neighbor is in her late 80s now, but we talk about stuff. And so she was in LA around that time, 1962. She was around in LA in like 1962. So she's Italian. She came over from the war, et cetera, et cetera. She was a model back then. And the models used to go into the restaurants dressed in the clothes. And the guys would, they're with their dates, with their wives or whatever. He'd be like, oh, you like that outfit? I'll get you that outfit. So but they have stories. You talking to some old people that have stories.
Wait. Maye, that was the most, that was like a roller coaster to get to the top. Be like, psych. Safe landing. Like they were so, they thought they were being so cutting edge. You know what they used to do? They used to wear the clothes, and people would see them in the clothes, and then go and buy them. We do that now.
But they came in and be like, it was the show. It was like, okay, now we have the fashion show when you have dinner.
That's called not having a phone and just looking around the restaurant like, ooh, look, man, please. That is, I'm so sorry. I'm happy that I'm born when I'm born so that I could get a taste of that, but then get a taste of this. And this is better because that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Shout out to these Beverly Dolls. Shout out to these cream of wheat Barbies. Bless their heart. They made me with some fried green tomatoes for some reason. But then look at these Kardashian Gwyneth Paltrow as Barbies. So like, yeah, and this is how girls learn how to be. They get a Barbie. And if your kid Barbie is always butt ass naked, sorry to tell you, you have a stripper. It's like, no, real talk, my kids Barbies be butt ass naked everywhere. They just be the naked ass Barbie. Just somewhere, just stretched out. I'd be like, what happened to her?
She's a doctor. You have a doctor.
No, I just imagine like when we're all asleep, like a Ninja Turtle or something. Just like, yeah. Do you remember how it all began? That's enough, Michelangelo. Shut up. I'll tell you when it's enough. Toy Story 6.
Dying.
I was thinking Toy Story the whole time.
Toy Story 6. The pain. So what happened, Barbie? Just talk to us.
It's not funny, Cam.
Imagine like that, like Barbie being in a Toy Story movie though. Like actually, then be like, you take all their clothes off. Well, say like, you know how they always end up taking their clothes off, like how you're saying, and then it's like the parents come in and the doll has just like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, play dead. Everybody play dead.
Everybody play dead.
She in there naked. They're like, what? Barbie, what's going on?
Michelangelo dead. I mean, he laying on the ground. His dick still hard. They're like, I know there's a dick on these turtles. And he's that's fucking crazy. We're gonna get canceled so quick. But we had a good run, did we, guys? We had a good run. Shout out to Barbie, man. Shout out to Mattel and all the toys, man. They just because they're helping to shape the children. You know what I'm saying? All of the kids who got them tracks where the cars be crashing, they're drunk drivers now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy when, you look at the toys. Kids who's playing with that science stuff, like the little science stuff, like the
Make your own crystals and stuff.
make your own crystals and doing like the microscope and all of that. Looking through the microscope at the slides and stuff. All those kids are cooking meth, crack, like selling and growing weed.
Legitimate business now.
Yeah, some of the best people around, especially meth heads. You go to a restaurant, and it'd be like a meth head who just, teeth and ass is gone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is about meth. Teeth and ass be gone. You know what I'm saying? But they so welcoming as like a waitress. Like meth is the perfect drug for like a waitress at a diner that doesn't get a lot of customers, just out on the desert. Well, how's it going? What you guys having? What you guys having?
Oh no.
What are we doing? Flapjacks or what? We're doing flapjacks? We're doing our specials are hash and eggs. We've got hash and eggs. It's really good. Our chef does a great hash and eggs. Yeah, I'm gonna be out back smoking a rock. You guys need me anything? Grab an orange juice or something? No problem. No problem, sugar.
Oh.
You want some pie? You want some pie?
It just makes me sad watching these women go from like beautiful. Here's one.
Well, and they always tell you this. Well, I look bad now, but I was really bad when I was on that shit. And your cheeks get sucked in first, then it's your shoulders, then it's your breast.
The 33 to 34 is the biggest drop, I think, in this one.
Oh yeah. Well, that was a great year. Obama was in office. Meth was a lot easier to get back then because everyone was working. People were steady moving it, and it got really good. It's like Kush around that time. Fucking premium shit. It was really good. And, yeah, I went a little overboard, my cheeks.
R.I.P. She died.
Oh, she died?
Oh, it says she died at 30.
You gotta tell me that, Maya. Jesus Christ.
She died, so.
But, oh, yeah, I see that bottom died at age 38. Well, it ain't my fault. They put her up here on this little barber chart of... on this little barber chart of meth users. It's like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just do scare straights. Yeah, it's all fun and games now till you're on 34. Look at right here on 34. It's all fun and games now. Yeah, it's all fun and games. It's a party here. It's a wake up, meth snack, breakfast. Yeah, it's fun now. Then your boyfriend leaves. Your boyfriend leaves you. All right, man.
So UFOs, huh?
How do we get here? How do we get here, man?
I really don't know.
How do we get here, man? Kids, don't do drugs. The views and opinions of this podcast are solely in the moment mind. Don't come after Maye and Mir. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're innocent bystanders. Cam can take it. Come after Cam. His hair is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? He'll get off. Me, on the other hand, if you need to come at me, this is all on me. I didn't know that chart. That looks like 8 different women. But I like age 35. That's the kind of crackheads used to be in my neighborhood, and they was all cool. Don't even go in there. They're charging $8 for a pack of backwoods.
Why are her cheeks? I mean, she must have no fat on her. Like,
don't
none.
even. I'm telling you, the feds were here earlier asking questions about who's selling meth in the neighborhood. I told them I had no idea, and they were like, fine. But I'm telling you right now, do not go in there, and they're overcharging for their backwoods, and sometimes their backwoods are stale. You got $5? You got $5? Come on, man, you got $5. You got $5.
She does look okay at 32, though. I just want to say that.
At 32?
She should have stopped at 32 because she could have kept that going. She could have
At
had a bad
At
few
32,
years.
she looked like a skunk or something in the face. What she look like? She looked like a pit. Look at her eyes, look real little.
They had no eyebrows.
Well, yeah,
she sold them
right.
bitches. She sold the bitches. The first weeks. Oh, really? Eyebrows? Give me $8. Per brow. Don't do me dirty. $16. Come on. Yeah, them bitches gone. Another meth head put them on and went to her daughter's graduation. Mom, you got your eyebrows back? Well, these are temporaries, but I'm telling you, I'm cleaning my whole act up.
Oh my God.
I got a job at the diner. All right, I quit, man. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys.
Okay, I'll give you the option of stories that I've prepared.
Yes.
Okay. Because I want to play a game at the end.
Ooh, okay, look, I want to create a game, too. We probably can't do it this time.
Okay.
But I want to start doing voiceovers for videos. Just
Okay.
like we put a video, it could be a random video, whatever, and I want to do like a voiceover for the video. And then whatever the video is, just be funny. Just like I just made up that whole thing about the lady, and I know she's dead. R.I.P. to this lady.
Let's close that out. That's
Yeah, let's
sad.
close that out
just
for real.
put that. Go back
Now
to
I'm thinking about how many
Barbie.
pallbearers she had. You know what I'm saying? It's like, would you just put 6 people on that casket just to be like for show, or would you just go ahead, throw 2 people up there and be like, just her dad and her uncle, like, come on, man, let's get this shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, man.
Don't do meth though. That's what we learned. Don't
Yeah,
do the
for
meth.
real.
That's
And if you do, don't show it to a comedian. You did that to yourself. She was a method actor. I'm really getting into the role.
okay.
Walking.
So
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was gonna say some
Sorry.
stuff.
the stories of the UFO hearing at the Pentagon, or the end of the world, or we could try to get both in.
Let's try to get both in. Let's do this UFO hearing at the Pentagon because I feel like we've been trying to discuss this for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Oh man.
So last week, and the fact that it was last week and it's not ongoing makes me think that this was just like a show hearing. Last week they had people from the Pentagon, the House called in people from the Pentagon to talk about unidentified aerial phenomenon, which is what they call UFOs now.
I like UFOs a little better, but UAPs, I can get that. I can get with that. People finna be like, how the fuck is it a phenomenon? Phenomenon start with an F. That's good. A lot of people gonna say that at first. Phenomenon, man. Phenomenon, F-E, phenomenon. So what's up with this, man? What are they talking about, Maye? Explain it to us.
So they're saying that they have 400 incidents that they can't pinpoint. And it says that at least 80 of, it says 144? Okay, so it started with 144. At least 80 they cannot pinpoint. It has grown to 400 since last year's report, which seems to mean that the frequency is getting more. They're getting more frequent. And so that's what they said. They called them in and they said, okay, so we have these 400 reports now. We don't know what they are. Is this a threat?
All right, so imagine calling a big ass meeting to tell motherfuckers you don't know. We have called you all here to be like, Any questions? Are there any questions? Yes, you right here. So what are you guys gonna do? Next question. Next question, please. Anybody? They are phenomenal. We do know that they are phenomenal and they're unexplained in their area. That's correct. They are phenomenally aerial and unexplained.
Well, the House called in the Pentagon to ask the Pentagon what it knows. The Pentagon says they don't have evidence that it's otherworldly, but they don't have evidence that it's necessarily
I'm gonna tell you
not.
what I respect about this. This is the government saying, look, we don't know what it is, which I think is cap and bullshit, but whatever. I also think that we might put a little bit too much respect on the government's name to even think that our aliens would even be contacting these dumb motherfuckers anyway. But you never know. You know what I'm saying? A bunch, these old ass turkey neck chin niggas are, well, we went up there and talked to the aliens and basically they said the gas prices, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, it's like, so who knows, man? Like, they might really not know. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's more embarrassing to be a government and not know about these phenomena and not really have contact than it is, so I think that a lot of this over the years has been them trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and them not knowing, but them having to act like they kind of knew something a little bit just to kind of save face.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I think that, we're just putting a little bit too much respect on them to think that we know the secrets and we're not telling you. It's like, man, first of all, no, I don't think you do. Because if you knew how to communicate with them, then you would, first things first, have them in on the secret of it. Like, hey, we're not telling the people, so please fly over these areas because we don't have any. You know what I'm saying? If you could communicate with them and you're not going to tell us, that you would at least be like, hey. So it's like that right there has always been a red flag for me. Like, why do the aliens apparently seem to not understand the agenda that's at hand when it comes to being a secret?
Yeah. What was that one over Mexico City that do you remember the sighting over Mexico City?
Yes, I do. I don't, but Mexico City's had a lot of crazy shit. Look up like they have they've seen like fallen angels on camera in Mexico City. Like, it's all kind of shit. I want to go down there and just have a tank top on.
So that's. But I mean, the video is the video.
So
Cam's out here hating guys.
That's just that little dot.
Because everybody stopped to see it. So that was one of the sightings. You said there was an angel?
Yeah, look up Fallen Angels, Mexico. This might be like a YouTube thing. You know how they do. Fallen Angels, Mexico City. It'd be all kind of shit. I think that the frequency in America, for some reason, things just, I don't know, if it's not quiet enough here for us to really be able to notice, like the lights and all of that stuff that's coming out of America, we're not really able to, to really see any inconsistencies in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like you would be out in more of a rural wilderness style country. You know what I'm saying? That kind of is a little bit more in tune with their ancestry and spiritual stuff and all of that. It's like, I do think that, all right, put it like this. While you look for that, put it like this. Theoretically, if we are seeing beings and creatures and vessels in our realm or our dimension, then that means that those beings, those vessels, those vehicles, whatever, would be of this dimension, right? Theoretically,
they would have to adhere to the rules.
Right.
While they're here,
right?
Or at least
so if there are
them.
other dimensions that are kind of at play at the same time as this dimension, then those dimensions in themselves could have beings and visitors and all of that in them as well. And so if we're not able to tune into a different frequency, like for example, they just turned back on the collider.
The Large Hadron Collider. Yeah.
They just turned it back on, and that was like one of the biggest issues that they turned it back on back in 2012, and it felt like we were living in like a collided reality. A lot of things started happening that just threw off the smoothness of our reality, And when you think about it, like, man, we have had some crazy shit happen over the last 20 years or so. That's like, well, what the fuck has been going on? Yeah.
Well, that I think we can explain through the internet coming out, because that's like Cameron's over there. People can't see Cameron, but
See or hear me, so don't
okay. So because the internet is like the printing press, and when that came out, everyone lost their mind. Like all over Europe, there were these people just reading the Bible, and they're like, "No, God's talking to me. God wants me to be this Messiah character." And so all these cults came out, and they were super violent because the culture that they came out was very violent. So what we're seeing now is kind of similar to what they saw when they first got the printing press. And it was a mess. I don't want to go into I don't want to scare anybody and be like, yo, this is going to happen to us. But it got very, very, very messy in Europe.
What are you drawing that parallel to? Like the printing press as it pertains
how
to...
the internet's affecting...
The internet and social media.
But see, the internet's been out so long, I feel like it's not new. I think that what you're seeing is this is the second wave of the information age. Like, we're seeing the residual effect, right? Like, I feel like our parents were kind of at the very end of that industrial age where things were getting built and shipped and all of this stuff. And now information is being exchanged so fast that that's become the new, I don't even want to call it a currency. It's almost like the new food. Like we're consuming it so fast, so much information, and now our opinions are growing because people are putting two and two together where two and two never were.
Well, that's what happened. With the printing press
I
is
see what
that
you're saying there. Yeah.
the priest said only we can interpret the Bible, and then they got the printing press. They translated the Bible not into Latin, so into German, English, and whatever. And then people were like, "Now I can use this information, and I can interpret this information on my own."
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
And now right now, when you look at the landscape of like mind wars that we're fighting people who are confused. We're also fighting purposely bad actors. Like there are Russian agents, Chinese agents who just want to cleave open the divide between Americans because they can already see the divide is there. They'll just come and they'll just add to it. And why shouldn't they? Because we're messing with them. Why shouldn't they mess with us? That's just the game. And so we're kind of in no man's land. We kind of can look back on the printing press. We kind of can look back on the radio. But like really, we have no idea what the next few years are going to bring. It's just every man for himself kind of in the mental sphere, the internet sphere.
But I think that, as scary as that sounds, it's also very enlightening to know that we as humans are getting a lot more mentally capable. And that's a very scary thing at times, right? Because things become scary, right? When guns first came out, they came out with the understanding that I can have what I want because I have this gun. Mm-hmm. And then rules had to be set in place. But the guns never got taken away. We still are more powerful as beings because we can shoot stuff.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
as opposed to cavemen who had to get right up on stuff and kill it.
Yeah.
That thought process, those inventions increased our safety, increased our convenience. There's food all over the grocery stores now because we've been able to take over and rule, and that's really boiled down to us having guns and kind of everything bending to our will. This new space that we're in is going to create these new threats, right? But then as that calms down, it's going to be a new pleasure, mm-hmm. right? There's going to be a new, we're going to rethink the way that we eat, which we're already doing that right now. We're coming up scientifically with different ways based on information that we're sharing across the world, variables where, we're seeing what people are eating on different continents, how long they're living, we're tracking them, and we're understanding, how, so like that information is making the world better in different ways, but people are living longer, which means that their carbon print is here longer, which means that the world has to adjust to having that many alive people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of, we're gonna have to develop eventually a super world, which is why, I know we talked about it last week, but why those big holes that they found in China was so important, because it shows a livable space even beneath us, mm-hmm. on a scale that I think we needed to understand. Like, nigga, there's a forest down there. There could easily be a city.
Yeah, we can do almost anything we want to do.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
There's this concept called the Black Iron Prison, and it's how this guy who wrote Minority Report, this guy called Philip K. Dick, he wrote Minority Report. He did, I blank again. But he was a sci-fi teacher, and he had this idea called the Black Iron Prison. And the Black Iron Prison is supposed to be the mental world in which we live, which extends all the way back from Rome, as he saw it, all the way to Southern California. So he's like, we're all living in this Black Iron Prison. And I'm editing a video right now. I'm like, I call it a Black Iron Palace because I very much like our culture. And as long as you're not trapped by it, if you're living in it and you're like, I want to go to this room. No, I want to go to this room. No, I want to do this. And you don't let anyone say you can't go to that room because don't listen to them.
Right.
Then it's a palace. Some people think it's a prison.
I think that the idea that we never come out of it is the prison. You understand? Like, we never escape our mind. Like, we try our best to have these vacations, and we try our best to turn off our mind, and you go to sleep and then you dream, because your mind is like this. It's a computer that we're only using such a small percentage of. And I think that needs to be reevaluated because of what we're doing now. Like, last night I was, I'm in my script that I'm writing. Then I'm taking a break and I'm jumping on Madden. Then I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. Then I'm playing Call of Duty. And it's like all these different understandings and worlds that I'm in. You know, go to see my man like rural China fighting Mongols. Then I'm, you know, on Madden. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, how fast we're jumping. Like my PlayStation 5 is all digital.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even have to take games out. My games are never getting scratched. Like we don't take into account how fast we're moving along because everything is so convenient to us. Nothing's really been jolting, right? I was talking to Pat last night about how we have phones. Well, we used to have to carry a digital camera. We used to have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, calculators didn't realize that they were being pushed out of to extinction when the phone came out. Nobody thought about that, but it's like you don't need a calculator anymore. Texas Instrument, I could download a Texas Instrument right to my phone. We're getting faster. I could change games, bam, bam, no scratch, no blowing the disc, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, remember they had to blow a cartridge, and I mean, like, you know, yeah, with like alcohol and like a Q-tip going over it. It's just like we are getting better and better and better and better, but that as our mental capacity increases, so does our threat to hurt ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, it's just we're getting taller, and the taller you are, if you fall, the more you can hurt yourself.
That's like the chaos theory.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so, you know, it's just kind of like I'm enjoying the climb, but I understand the risk of us becoming this super intelligent society.
Actually, that brings us to our next point. Real quick, I'll throw this video. It's what I could find. Is this what you saw? Or is this?
That's
No.
in Michigan.
So that's in Michigan. That's all I could find because there's a band called. Oh, so this is just a video.
No, this is like literally like fallen angels that like fall from the sky, like crash like a movie.
That was probably a movie.
No. I mean, well,
Because there's a band called Fallen Angels.
no, this was like, let me see if I can look it up. These are like fallen angels. You know, there's also, you know what else I want to look into? Little stuff like the existence of real fairies. You never ever even think, right? They found tiny, tiny, tiny little humanoid skeletons.
Floresiensis. Homo floresiensis? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not sure. That sounds like some shit. Like they sound like a little pixie dust. Floresius.
The little guy.
No, I'm talking about little, like
3 feet 6 inches.
no, not no 3 feet. I'm talking about like 3 inches.
3 inches.
Like fairies, like real fairies, and they're so small that we're not even looking for them.
They're human, humanoid.
Yeah, humanoid. Yeah. Type in like the existence, like do fairies exist or something like that, and like there's like real like the Florenzis, these little motherfuckers, not them. Shout out to them though. They
But
just
this was what could have been some of those myths were based on because we did used to live with other humanoid creatures.
right, but that's more like a dwarf style. Like that's like a tiny. No, I'm talking about like
It's like a little human.
right, but type in like fairies, like real fairies.
I mean, I'll type it in. I'm not seeing any.
Talking about like Tinkerbell type stuff.
Yeah, like straight up.
There's supposedly 8.7 million different species of things that we don't know about on Earth and not identified, so it could definitely be possible.
Humanoid fairies.
Yeah.
Found.
You said there's 8 million.
8.7 million different species of living things that we have not identified.
But the thing is, like, when you get to like humans and like elephants or whatever, is that if you try to scale them up, they don't necessarily scale or go down. So that's why I'm like, okay, so how small can a humanoid be?
Maya, type it in. I'm telling you.
I'm looking right now. Here, I'm looking at my screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like
So-
these are tiny.
I bet you. Okay, here we go. So this is from a collector. This is from 2016. Macabre collection. Fairies seen with their flesh rotted away and their wings nailed on display boards are joined by sinister-looking, contorted alien bodies.
So this is like some sick person that's out here collecting abortions. Let's go back.
Oh, it could be abortions.
Yeah, let's go back. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's some nurse digging in the trash behind the Planned Parenthood. Let's go to like, so like there is like a real there's like real stories of real little bitty fairies.
So it said that you weren't always cute and used to drink human blood. Maybe mosquitoes. They're thinking like they used to
Right, but no.
conflate it.
But they have some that's how little they're talking about though. Like a big ass mosquito. You know what I'm saying? And just like it's literally that small in areas that people just don't, you know what I'm saying?
See, I buy this when you're talking about like archetypes or ideas or like thought forms that then become real.
Okay. I don't like ruling stuff out. It's just like, dog, like, we can fathom it, which means that it existing is almost it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't fathom certain things. I can't fathom a big ass humanoid whale.
But you just did right now.
But it's not. I mean, I guess I did. But walking around, we could not miss that on this planet. A big humanoid whale walking around, right? We could miss these on this planet so easy.
You know what?
So easy.
So humanoid insects, because that could get conflated if somebody saw a humanoid insect. So this guy, university lecturer, claims to have photographed real-life tiny Tinkerbells flying through the air in the British countryside.
Yeah, this is the one I've seen before. Yep. Little like that.
John Hyatt, 53, says his series of photos, which were taken over the past 2 years, prove that tiny winged creatures do exist in the Rosendale Valley, Lancashire. I mean, the pictures are here.
You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like this. That's like, of course somebody would miss. Oh, these mosquitoes is everywhere. Pop, slapping their ass. You didn't kill some real little people.
I mean, I could be mosquitoes.
I mean, it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
It is ambiguous. Oh, man, I wish he had caught one. But no, I'm glad he didn't. Never mind. I shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. But if he had, then we could see what it was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was something like this.
But they just show you what mosquitoes look like to show you that they just don't have that form.
So this is South London. Excuse me. So it would be in this area in like the British Isles. Is this around the whole world they're finding these?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just in these, America is so loud and just, we would not know a hive of these if they was, you know what I'm saying? We just wouldn't know. We wouldn't even be thinking to look for this. We've been told that everything is fake.
There are people on drugs in Cali though, like Burning Man people. Burning Man people are all about this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Burn them up, and they be making all them.
Yeah, I would definitely like to look into this more and see what. So this one turned out to be a fake, but this, I mean, doesn't look like a hornet. Okay, I will resist the urge to go to the comments. Okay, so this is the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which you were talking about how complicated things get, the more likely we are to kill ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So this story, I don't know if you saw it going around. Joe Rogan had shared it, and then somebody else had picked up on it. But Isaac Newton spent a lot of his time on the occult. Isaac Newton, who discovered gravity and who discovered calculus, he spent a lot of his time studying about the occult.
What is the occult? Can you explain the occult so people understand?
So that would be what we would consider like magic, alchemy. And back in the day, a lot of those things were fused together because they were just like, we don't know. So it could be science or it could be alchemy. And they thought it was like the same thing. Or religion. And they were looking at the Bible as if it was a real thing that had actually happened. So occult practices would be like rituals, spells,
Right.
angel workings, anything like that. That's occult.
Okay.
So that was forbidden in Christianity. But that's what alchemy comes from anyway. So Isaac Newton spent a lot of his time studying, I'll say Christianity, because he was a really, really hardcore Christian. So I don't want to say that he is an occultist, but he was a hardcore Christian. He said that he's adding up all these things from the Bible. He predicts the world will end between 2060 and 2344. But he says probably won't end before that.
Jesus Christ, that's a big ass window. That's like, man, that's some old Price is Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on, that's a big ass window though. That's like 300 years.
Yeah. But he's talking about the biblical apocalypse. So he thinks that Jesus is going to come back and have a civilization that's going to go
Where
1,000 years.
is Jesus supposed to come back to? Because it's like people think he coming back to Wisconsin, he coming back to Arkansas. He's not like. He's probably coming back to where he's from.
He's going to go back to Jerusalem, right? I thought that's why they had to put the temple there.
Oh, they put a temple there for him to come back to?
No, but doesn't the story say that when the Jews have Israel again and there's a temple, the temple is rebuilt, he's going to come back?
There's a few different theories. I think that may be the Jewish theory.
Oh, okay. Don't
Yeah, I
jump
never
in the
heard that
comments.
before. I was always thought he's coming back to Detroit, and that's what's crazy. They told us like he's coming here, and we'd be like, "What the fuck? He coming here? We better clean up." He's coming here. You know how they tell you in church. He's gonna be right here in this little ass church we had, right in here. We actually had a big church too. I feel like I went to Word of Faith in Michigan. I feel like Jesus would have come in that bitch. So okay, nice as hell. I don't know if he'd say it's nice as hell. I don't know if he'd say okay or this bitch, but you know what I'm saying. You know, I'm paraphrasing. I would never want to say what Jesus would say. I would let him speak his own. You know what I'm saying? You know, because he might come in and just be cool about it. Like, y'all be like, you like the seeds? He'd be like, and he just, that's how I don't want him to be all like friendly with everybody. I want him to know exactly who he want to be cool with, know exactly who's talking shit. Come down here like, chill out, don't. Please don't touch me. Oh, no, please. And you got a chain on, a chain of my death. That's like getting dunked on, and then everybody make a chain of you getting dunked on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Jesus piece.
Yeah, like you, nigga. I was 17. I look great. You can't get a chain of that. Y'all get a chain of me up there looking fucked up. Like, come on, man. Imagine you get the flu.
That's his highlight reel.
Right.
That's
you in the
crazy.
flu, and then you in the bed, and everybody got a chain, and you just like. It's like, dog, come on, man. I don't want that chain of me. Jesus be mad. That's why I ain't never got no Jesus piece. I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. I ain't gonna have you out here on the cross or with that damn thorny ass hat on that you probably used to hate to wear. Like, man, y'all ready?
Although that was torture.
Oh, right, that was a torture, right? Yeah, but they always have him wearing it like in the pictures, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like.
It's because it's the
Like, yeah, that was not his best.
For us kind of thing.
Yeah, that was
Died
not
for
his
our
best
sins.
days. Jesus probably had PTSD. He see all these goddamn chains. And he was like,
Oh
man,
my god, he literally would go back. He'd be like, "Oh, that's what y'all on?
yeah,
Okay.
y'all on that? Cool. Remember when I healed that motherfucker? Y'all don't want to put that on the chain. All right, cool. Say less. Water the wine, none of that on the chain. All right, bet. I had some. His real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like Jesus had like a little huddle for real. Like, he's trying to get recruited.
He's got all the terrible things he did.
Water the wine, supper. You know what I'm saying? Fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, he's walking on water. Like, oh, he was good. He's so good. And somebody said to the church, see, now this guy right here, real good savior. Watch this. Ooh, look at that right there. On the water, walking, juking. He juking.
Okay, so Isaac says the world may end 2060 to 2023.
Okay, but
2344.
look at the title. In 1704, Isaac Newton predicts the world will end in 2060. That's not what he said. He said between 2060 and 23 something.
2344. Yeah, because they're trying to conflate it with this thing here. This is the MIT program. Predicts in 1973 that civilization will end by 2040.
How will we end? Look at them old ass computers. You think they was right? Look at that. Is that a file cabinet? Remember file cabinets? Remember that, a whole hard drive is that now. And them file cabinets. Look at her, looking evil as hell. That's an evil ponytail.
This guy called Forrester. This guy called Jay Forrester. He did invented this field called system dynamics. So this is how they're predicting. They're basically modeling that we will end by 2040, which I don't entirely buy.
Ain't no computer without no speakers telling me when my shit is gonna end. Remember back in the day, everybody had them compact computers. Remember the compact? Even them had the speakers. You turn the little speakers, they were trash little speakers. They used to crack them.
They're all external speakers.
Yeah, but it's like, come on, fam, no speakers, and you just got a lab coat on. They thought she was so smart. That was like she's probably making bank, $40 a month. Talk about when the world go in. Your world already ended. Rent due, motherfucker. Okay. Oh my God, it's 40.
So yeah, they use modeling, and we use modeling now, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
What are they? I mean, it's like, dog, they're not taking into account. I need to go back and look at their model, and if some of the stuff, like if it's like Popeyes on there and stuff that they knew was gonna get built, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Subway's, Popeyes is a corner store, then that corner store turned into a Taco Bell, KFC combination restaurant. Then the Popeyes closed down because the KFC restaurant, they can't compete with tacos and chicken. So then that goes away. And if they show us that, then I'm like, okay, yeah, they own some shit for real. But they don't know.
There's this thing called the Club of Rome, and they're against, they're an organization which may or may not be Illuminati adjacent, that is basically against business just spreading everywhere and taking things over. So they say that the collapse, let's see if I can click on this. I can't click on that. The collapse would happen for these various reasons. Collapse due to natural resource depletion, collapse due to pollution, all right. Rising costs for technology and eventually cause declines, but no collapse. See, we haven't seen rising costs for technology. We've seen falling costs for technology. At the moment, what we've seen for a while. Population stabilizes in the 21st century, as does human welfare on a high level.
The last two, the first two, more plausible.
So they say for these reasons we might get collapse, but there's different things they don't take into account. Like maybe an individual comes in and has an idea. They can't account for an Obama or whatever president you think is good.
Well, right. It also kind of. And
Yeah.
then also the trend is based on whenever the study was done, and then it kind of goes from there. So like based on how things are right now, trending how they will be, but it's like things got so much better so fast. Like they're talking about technology. Like I said, there was no speakers on that computer. Technology for them was so much, you know what I'm saying? Like other stuff that, you know, was supposed to take us out. You know, there was not even no ATMs back then. It was just like a person in the hole. Like, give me your card. What you need, a 40? You know, but I think predicting the end of the world is just, we can't even predict the beginning of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even understand really what the beginning of the world is. So trying to predict the end is laughable. I think that we don't understand what the real bang, the Big Bang was. We don't understand how really vast our a universe or multiverse is. You know, we don't really understand what the life cycle of planets is. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're in it. Like, even these scientists are a part of the thing that's going to get wiped out anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you will not be saved if this planet decides to die. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you acting like you're predicting it. You're just a person that's going to die. So we can't even call you wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and they couldn't have predicted like a natural disaster like the volcanoes. If volcanoes go off, it doesn't matter how good the world is. We're screwed.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, exactly. You know, and so, Volcano just a big ass earth pimple with all kind of, hot ass pus in it. And everybody's go through a little acne, you know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. So, okay. This I don't believe. These people weren't as smart as some of the people I know now. So I wouldn't even,
Yeah.
But that's interesting though. It's very interesting because, this is what they choose to study. Meanwhile, people still got big ears and they haven't figured out how to fix that, or people still can't grow beards and they still running around, bullshitting us on about what the fuck that means. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, thanks for telling us what's going to happen in 40. You know what I'm saying? Like, appreciate you guys. Real shit's going on. But if the world ends in 18 years, I'm about to give me a fat ass mortgage and be like, the joke's on you guys. The joke is on you guys.
I don't think the world's gonna end in 20 years. I'm not doom and gloom. I am not doom and gloom. So do you want to play a game? Do you think we have time?
Yes, we definitely have time.
Okay, so grab headphones.
Isaac Newton, which Isaac? That ain't the Isaac from South Park, is it? That ain't Isaac Newton. No. It's a different Isaac.
That's Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, same thing. Deeper voice.
Okay, so I'm gonna play a sound.
Where should I plug into?
Just the headphone jacks.
Okay. Whoa, let's not get sarcastic.
Oh.
It's like, nah. All right, what should I do? All right.
Okay, so we have to do through headphones because Amir said there's gonna be a feedback. So I'm gonna play a sound and you try to guess that sound.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also too, while we're waiting on this sound to play, we're starting a Discord because what happens is you guys are sharing a lot of information in the comments that you want me to talk about, but it's just hard to get to everything. But in the Discord, we can really start these discussions, share links, and then that can help me and Maye to be able to, kind of cater the conversation. So that is coming, and I'll explain to you guys how to join the Discord. And I know Hippie's helping me with that. So go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah, I know exactly what this is.
What is it? Wait.
So, have you had the new Mexican pizza that they just brought back? And so, like 30 minutes after you eat it, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, yeah. And if you go to the restaurant and just listen to the bathroom door.
This is the sound?
Yeah. Just in there suffering. Yeah. Because it's just cheese and sour cream and the beef and the beans. It's a lot. So now, what is this? Aliens?
This is the sound at the center of the black hole in the Perseus galaxy.
What?
Yeah, so that's NASA was able to record the sound from a black hole, and that's what it is. Do you want to hear again?
Yeah, that just made me nauseous.
Because you were talking about we don't know where the origin of the universe or the world.
What do you guys think that is?
A pit. It's a pit.
I mean, is it just like, like that's a hell of a fucking room tone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what that is. So basically, so they have vessels that they can send out that far, but they just can't get them back in our lifetime. Is that what that is?
Satellite type things, yeah.
They're
Send it out and they send a signal back, but they never actually get the thing back. It just keeps going.
Right. And so what charges it, and then what allows it to send signal back? Like,
it says
Eventually it would die out.
Amir would probably know, these data sonifications translate information collected by various NASA missions, such as this Chandra X-ray Observatory, Hubble Space Telescope, and the Spitzer Space Telescope into sound. So they're getting data and they are then translating it into sounds.
can I say something that I think is the elephant in the room here? we're not looking for a more advanced society than us. I think that would be counterproductive. We're looking for a less advanced society than us because I think that the advancements are what poisoned our planet. We want to go to a society that is a little bit less advanced than us so that we could rewrite all of our mistakes and do it the right way.
That's terrible. Why would we do that?
Are you fucking, what are you
That's
talking about?
awful. That's an awful thing to do. First off, it's against the Prime Directive, which is we don't interfere, which is not real, but it's in
What?
Star Trek.
Are you?
It's
Maya,
in Star
we're trying
Trek.
to
The
survive.
Prime Directive in Star Trek is you do not interfere.
Oh my
You can't manipulate others.
I mean, we're going to.
We're definitely going to. And it's not even about, imagine finding a planet at dinosaur stage.
But that's their planet. That's not our planet.
Let me,
We're humans.
But then it becomes ours. Like, that's,
yeah.
If
Do you
anything, that's
understand
kinda
what I'm
how-
saying? The freshest water, the freshest oxygen, nothing has been, and then we do it all the right way based on what we know now, which is what I feel like what was done here until we use it up, and then it's time to go. These planets they might be disposable with our.
That's awful.
No, but people think about it with that mindset. A lot.
No,
Maya,
that's not our planet to
Maya,
use like that.
Maya, name a habitat that anything living has not outgrown.
Well, sometimes the habitat will correct and kill the being.
Well, yeah, it will purge itself
I mean,
of.
Yeah.
think about it this way. If nobody can hear me, so maybe translate it. But if we figure out we can live on Mars, that makes this planet expendable.
Well, okay, so this is just what I saw in a video recently, that the cost to terraform Mars is like a few trillion, and it's like a few hundred years. Now, Earth wouldn't then be expendable because just like Asia isn't expendable when we discovered the Americas.
People would do it with that mindset, though, because now we don't need to save Earth in the sense we don't have to do all these climate change. We don't have to save the planet in that sense.
The problem is trying to guess the age of a planet is like trying to guess the age of oxygen or the age of particles or the age. And so theoretically, Mars could be the planet of yesterday that has already died and is a dead planet, and it's showing you what dead planets look like. I think that we would have to find a planet that's circling another sun that's exactly the amount of distance away that has everything that we need. But like I said, we just need that planet to be, like we need these people or this planet to be not as far along as we are. And I think that's the bottom line. We're looking for these beings that are supposed to give us all this technology and all of that. But what if we find a baby planet and we are the technology? Like we are the aliens with the flying shit and the metal and the tech. Because think about what we could give another planet if we landed there. And I think that that spectrum of big brother, big brother, big brother, big brother goes all the way that way. But if we try to go that way, we could find something. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
No, and I you're technically right. Like, we should technically be looking for another planet. Morally, however, it's wrong.
you would like
to
them to
take...
be more advanced than we are so that it could be a fair fight?
No, we shouldn't take other people's planets.
Right, but what I'm saying is like I think that's the whole thing, is that we go into the swamp and we kill the alligators because them getting over 14 feet makes them a threat to eat humans, right? And so then it becomes open season on the alligators, right? Because this planet does not belong to the alligators, right? This planet does not belong to the turtles. This planet is a habitat, and everybody it's a free for all. Everybody can get the hands. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at another planet like that, then it's like, I mean, it's kind of like if you can get there, then it's a part of your territory. And then if it's a part of your territory, then there is some stake to it. Like nothing really belongs to anybody for real.
What? No. Okay, I gotta push back on that, because just because we can take something, especially if we found a planet and the inhabitants were like the Homo erectus, like we were showing, like us, Homo floresiensis, these little, 1 meter, 3 feet little things, and we could easily go in there and just like take their things. we should seriously consider whether or not we are going to do that. Because once we do that to them, there's nothing morally stopping a more advanced civilization from coming and saying, well, this is your rules.
We've already done that in practice, though.
When that was messed up. That was totally messed up.
Definitely messed up, but... Well, there is no but. It's definitely messed up. I agree with that, right? But we're not the ones that have to be tasked with developing a society. We get a chance to just live in society. We've never had to make the tough decisions about what we're going to do to survive. We have been blessed to be able to just survive. Like, we have never had to kill our meals for real. Like, we don't have to have the consciousness of fighting for our territory like others do. So, I mean, it's like, it's on one hand to say that it's barbaric and all of that. It's like, that's not the case. I think that we don't have to go, like, we can go there and be like, look, listen, we can trade you this technology, but we need a place to stay. And we can also show you how to keep this shit clean, which is what I feel like is crazy is that, am I not mistaken, the aliens that have came back and talked to those African kids or talked to people, all they say is, you guys are fucking up this planet. Mm-hmm. That sounds like they're speaking from experience. Mm-hmm. That sounds like they know what happens when you fuck up planets. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, they might be here and they might be fine with being up in the snow and in the mountains and places that we never even see, that we don't even use, right? And it's like, you look for a society or a planet that is less evolved than you, because that's going to be a planet that we're looking for somewhere to live, not some place to go and borrow Nintendos and shit. Like, we're looking for somewhere to really set it up and to have that sustain us for a long period of time without destroying that again.
Yeah.
If we can start over, will we do gas cars on a new planet, or will we go straight with electric cars? You understand what I'm saying? Like, we could show them
we did it wrong this way.
We did it wrong this way.
We're not going to do that. What's going to happen is we're going to push them out, like we did with the Neanderthals, like we did with the Denisovans, like the white people did with the Native Americans. We're just going to push them out and take their land. Whether or not we come there with these, you know, lofty goals of helping, what we're going to do is just take their stuff.
Do you think that the whole Big Bang theory about the meteor hitting Earth and killing all the dinosaurs is a little bit capped? But do you think that we came down here and wiped them out because it was in our best interest as humans to have this planet? Because, I mean, look at what it is and what it does and everything that we have here. And it's just a bunch of big dead-ass dinosaurs everywhere. And it's like, there hasn't been a Big Bang since. There has not been a meteor that wiped us out since. Nothing has happened like that since, but billions and billions and billions of years ago, just by chance, we're just undefeated, dodging every meteor since.
Well, there was one that came down in Siberia a few years ago that if that had come down on a major city, would have wiped it out. Because we're actually pretty small, and when you see, they'll say that there's one coming by, one coming by, one coming by. So the chances of, it's like throwing two pieces of sand in the air and seeing if they're going to hit together. So I totally buy that. That was a 1 in 100 million years thing. It could happen again. It could happen again.
But wipe out the whole species of a animal, but then leave a planet where only mammals can survive in the superior form. Like, don't forget that the dinosaurs didn't die out. They just became smaller. They became lizards and birds and et cetera, et cetera. But we somehow became
humans,
and you know what I'm saying? It's just you know, it's just very like I don't know. Sound like we stole this bitch and nobody told us. And we just own this motherfucker like, oh, the dinosaurs, they must have been wiped out by this. It's like, really? You know what I'm saying? Really?
I think we got lucky. We got lucky with the meteor. And I'm not saying anything about the dinosaurs. But I
Adam and Eve. Like, you hear that? Adam and Eve, butt ass naked. Like, I heard something. I heard a meteor. Anyway, back to fucking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Like, it's just very, very convenient that things have been set up for us so good to thrive here. And the dinosaurs were in the fucking way.
Well, they were in the way a long time before. Now, I know we don't have time for it now, but the first, 10,000 years of farming was not better than hunter-gatherers. So like when we discovered farming as a species, life didn't get better, and the lives of farmers didn't improve under over hunter-gatherers for like 10,000 years.
Well, as the theory would like us to believe, that the planet was completely uninhabitable to anything alive. There was no sun to grow anything. There was no so like farming should have been shitty, and everyone should have suffered.
I mean, not after the dinosaurs, but I mean like when humans invented farming, like so that happened like 12, 15.
Wasn't there to make it good, so it was still for a long time probably worse than hunter-gathering.
Yeah, so the people who were going out and killing their food and finding their food, they were still eating better than the people who were farming. So it was like developing that technology for 10,000 years before we got to a point where life was good for anybody.
I'm not going to say the movie because I say it every podcast, so I'm not even going to mention it, but...
Is it the Eternals?
Oh, man.
But
you saw how he was talking about giving them that plow. He literally changed farming for them because that was what they needed at the time, but he wanted to give them the engine and all that. Like, if you look at that movie, it is basic. I know people are so sick of me saying it, and I'm sick of saying it, but it's like they came out with a movie that basically filled in the holes of religion and science and what and it's just like this probably has the most questions that we've ever wanted answered in a hypothetical philosophical way. So, I mean, yeah, I do think that if we were to come to another planet and tell them like you guys are hurting it, this is what it would look like. And it wouldn't be us hurting them. We would be superior to them. They would worship us. They would protect us. They would want us hidden from the rest of their society so that we wouldn't make all of them feel inferior. We would allow them to keep their power points that they have in society while meanwhile acknowledging that we are superior, that they would put us up into a neighborhood or an environment where we could thrive, and we would be away from them so that we wouldn't disturb their... I guarantee you that's how it would happen. Until
terrible.
We would eventually send for more and more of us, and they would continue to be like, I saw something, but they wouldn't know why. I'm saying, like, why would it not work though? Why would that not work here?
Because we would just keep having more and more babies, and then we would push them out, and then we would take over their planet, and that would be a repeat of what happened when the Europeans came to the Americas, which is wrong.
We all aren't Europeans. You know?
They came carrying all these diseases, and...
You sound like one of those people who's scared for people to move to their neighborhood. Like, oh, my God, they're going to come in here with their basketball hoops, and they're going to be putting them up in their driveways, and then what happened when the ball rolls out in the street, and then I'm driving the station wagon down the street, and then I swerve for the ball, and then I hit the neighbor's tree, and then I kill our kids, Dan. They can't live in our neighborhoods. Can't you see? It's a snowball effect.
I'm telling you.
They're sitting outside, they're barbecuing. We smell the barbecue. We think, oh, it's just a barbecue, but really our kitchen's on fire.
But
now we're dead because we're used to barbecue, but it's really us, and we're the barbecue, Dan.
That's
now
different.
What? No, it's just that we're so conditioned to only think about the negative aspects of what could be, but it's like, no, we got to survive too, and that's a way.
But I'm not saying it would be great for us if we found this planet, but I'm saying for the people that are on it, see, the people who move into the neighborhood are supposed to be black people, but it would be different. It would be like if Jeff Bezos moved into your neighborhood and started looking at your house like, you know what? I wish I could put my garage where your house is, and then just wipe them away.
Yeah, but guess what? You're going to have to pay me, and you a rich motherfucker anyway, so guess what? Bam. Now, I go somewhere and build me a big-ass house off you because you wanted to make you a garage. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm telling the story. Man, you know, Jeff Bezos bought my house for 3 times the value because he can make him a garage. Meanwhile, I'm over here living, dumbass nigga. You know, I still got Amazon. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we could help them, Maya. Like, dog, like, imagine a planet where only electric cars existed. And then imagine a planet where we started off vegan. And we started off, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like we took only the best things that we know and took our best aspects of our society to them, help them to achieve a higher rate of intelligence for whatever reason, you know, or whatever, you know, and I just think it'd be dope. Or it might be like, you know, their water might taste like shit, and they be like, that's the best thing ever. They're like, what the fuck, this nasty ass water? Get us away from here. and the soap don't sud up, and the toilets don't flush the right way, they flush the other way. You know what I'm saying? And you can't plug shit up, so everybody's phone is dying because the plugs is different. Yeah, get me off this planet.
Okay, so we're going to have to let the audience decide because I think we have to agree to disagree. I think the best thing we could do for another planet is to leave them alone. And CP thinks that we can help them because humans are so nice and are always helping other humans, especially new ones they find. But you know what? It's the first time for anything.
Are you done? Because can I tell you something?
Yes.
Can I tell you something? Yeah. That's what it's like when you just want to move to a nice neighborhood. You don't want to hurt nobody. You just want to move to a nice neighborhood so that your kids can breathe and have water and go to a regular school and hear these little motherfuckers, gather around, with their 18 fingers and they pointing all at you and it's like, we don't want you here. It's like, first of all, I beat everybody's ass in this neighborhood. All we want to do is chill. I think we can all, it's like, dog, once again, we belong to this universe and to these planets. They don't belong to us. And that's why if you can get to another one, you can get to it. I think that, this ownership of land that was here before you and your family and all the money that y'all possibly have is crazy. Right? You buy land, I'm talking about like, okay, let me rephrase that. Because if you buy land, it's yours. But I'm talking about like, the idea that like I can't go to a country because my government got beef with their government, and it's like, well, I just want to see the country. It's parts of the world that I'll never see because I'm an American. I'm never gonna get to see these parts of the world because I'm an American. That's crazy. Meanwhile, I'm an Earthling.
Yeah.
Right? That's insane.
I just know when thinking of history, when a powerful race comes in and tries to help, they end up taking it over.
Well, I think we should maybe challenge them to a basketball tournament, right? In space, right? Have a DJ around playing the jams. Call it something like Space Jam. Just off the top of my head. And then we play them one-on-one for their planet. And we beat their ass.
Right.
We know pick and rolls. We know, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things we know. They just playing a straight up man-to-man defense. You know what I'm saying? We zoning them hoes. They have no three-point ball at all. I'm just very confident in our chances in a planetary Space Jam tournament where we play for their planet. Anyway, guys, my name is Comedian CP. This is Maye. We have Amir, and we have Cam in the bill. You can't hear Cam, but he was here. Yeah, this has been another episode of the CP Podcast. Let us know. I'm going to be letting you guys know how to join that Discord very, very soon because I need these conversations to kind of never end. You know what I'm saying? And I also, as we find new facts, I need them bitches too because, we don't have all the answers. This podcast is about really just asking questions that invoke the thoughts that are going to maybe perhaps lead us to some answers. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact scientists are listening to this podcast. Like, I've been hit up by like 4 or 5 scientists like, yo, we are doing research about everything that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah?
No, it's not true. It's not true.
He just said.
It's not true. It's not true. But I'm sure somewhere in some form or fashion, this kind of scientists like studying all my shit. Anyway, CP, we're out of here. Peace.